Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. This is me, Pointless, and I think this is part 5 of how to code a Minecraft hack client. Today we are going to be making a click GUI. This is a very long awaited video, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So you want to go over here to your main folder, and we're going to start by making a new package. You can name this anything you want, screens or windows or UI or GUIs. I usually go with UI, that's fine. So now we're going to make a new package and we're going to name this drop down. So this is going to be a drop down GUI. So now we're going to do Java class. We're going to name this frame, for example. Frame is going to be the boxes that renders our category names. So that's what it's going to be like. So now let's go down. We're going to do public frame here. There we go. Very nice. So now we're going to do new Java class, and we're going to do we're going to name this drop down GUI. And now this drop down GUI is going to extend GUI screen. And now we're going to do a public drop down GUI, just like that. And now we want to override methods, and we're going to override draw screen. Pretty good. And now we want to do here we're going to do, sorry, what was that? Here we're going to do for let's go category category cat equals my bad, for best dot instance dot get module manager dot, actually what am I doing, man? Category dot values actually is what you want. Now for that we're going to do we want to modify frame actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here, we're going to do private final list frame, and then let's just import we want detail, I believe, yeah, and then frames. Sure, is this frames might not have been initialized yet because we need to initialize it here. So frames equals new array list. Just gonna make a new array list. Sorry. So now category.values, we're going to do frames.add, and we're gonna add a new frame. New frame. Again, this isn't very performant. It's not the best way to go about it, but it works. So yeah, let's do that. So here frame cat. Now in frame, what we would want to do is we're gonna have a bunch of actual things. For now we're gonna make categories. So public category cat. Now here we're gonna do category cat, and then this dot cat equals cat. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go down here, Alt S. We want to override. Well, I guess we can't. So I'm going to copy this. Thank you. Oopsie daisy. There you go. And we're going to remove this super draw screen. Also we can remove the override. So this is what you want to type in, and so now we can go ahead and start. Actually what we want to do is, before, because this isn't going to work, we need to render for each. So for frame in frames. So for each frame inside of the frames array list that we have up here, we are going to do frames dot draw screen, mouse X, mouse Y, and then partial tildes. So there you go. Very good. Okay, that is working. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to type in GUI, and it should be net.minecraft.client.gui. We're going to do GUI dot draw rect. Now we're going to do 100, 100, or 100. We're going to do 10 right, 10 bottom. We're going to make the color -1, which defaults to white. So now we have the drop down GUI and we have the frame. So now we're going to make a new module inside of visual. You can make a new category, name it HUD, but we're just going to put it inside of visual for now. So new Java class, we're going to name this click GUI. And now this is going to extend module. This is going to be at module info name equals click GUI. Description equals graphical dick interface. Yeah, sure. That's super fucking funny. All right. Yeah, I spelled the graphical wrong. Doesn't matter. All right. Category. There's going to be category visual. All right. So now I'm assuming we have to override. Or let's take a look at Fulbright. It's been a while since I've coded in this thing. Okay, so we need to just make a new public click GUI, and then here set key. We're going to set it to keyboard key or shift. Very cool. Let's go back to Fulbright here. So you need a super on enable, super on disable. Okay, I'm gonna copy this. All right, and then whatever. We're gonna go up here, and we want to toggle. All right, and then on enable. All right, so new event it is. I'm gonna make a new package. Name it render. Gonna name it new. Yeah, event up there. Okay, so that's the naming command. So event 2D. So you can name it whatever you want. Event render 2D really does not matter. Okay, so that's what we need. Alright, so in event packet we have private packet. So here what we want is we're gonna do extends event, and we're going to do private final, I think it would be partial ticks, float partial ticks, I believe, and then this, okay, it's, alright, whatever, there you go, not bad. And now we want scaled resolution, so private scaled resolution, SR, which is going to be scaled resolution. So there you go, so now we have event 2D. Now we want to go to GUI in-game. Now we're gonna scroll down. Let's see. We want to scroll down until we render tooltips. About right here is fine. So now, let me check how we posted the. We just did that. Okay, cool. Very simple. Very simple event system or event manager. So best.bus.post, and then here we're going to post. Actually, yeah, we're going to post new event 2D, and then we need to add in the partial ticks and the scale resolution. I believe so. I get extends. That's because we forgot this. So. Now we need to add this, so getter setter all args constructor. There you go. And now when we go in here we can post event. There you go. So now we have event 2D. So now we need to actually go ahead and use it. So I'm gonna copy that. Alright, so we need to go over here to click GUI, paste this in there, have that. This is going to stop that. This is going to, yep, and then we want parentheses. All right, So we're going to make this event 2D. We want to import, and this is going to be on 2D. And now here we are going to do mc dot display GUI screen, and we want to display the one that we extended. So in this case, it would be drop down GUI. So new drop down GUI. There we go. That's fine. Not super performant, but again, it doesn't really matter for this tutorial. I'm sure you can figure it out how to make it more performant, I suppose. Or well, you know what? Actually, we could make it a tad bit more performant. If we go over to best, we can make a new. We're gonna go up here, private, final, drop down GUI. We're gonna be GUI equals new drop down GUI. And so now this is only gonna go once, right? If we go here to best dot instance, dot get GUI. There we go. So that's much more performant actually. So now let's go ahead and run it. Actually, I think I forgot to put it in the module manager unless we're using reflections, which we are using reflections. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and run the client, and now what we should see is just a white box on our screen when we press right shift. That's what should happen in theory. So let's make sure that happens. Let's go ahead. Come on. New load, please. Thank you. Single player, SP world. So if we hit right shift, there it is. We have a box. Very good. Very cool. And now the game is not responding. Okay. Very nice. So very interesting. It has something to do with this then, I'm assuming. So we're gonna go to drop down GUI. We're gonna do at override. We can do protected void. Actually, what you could do is override it manually. We want key typed here. There you go. Much better, much faster. So we're gonna do for frames. There we go, and then frame. Dot key typed. But we're gonna make that in a second here. So now if we go down and we do if key code equals 1, then we're gonna do best dot instance dot get module manager dot get module click GUI dot class, and then we are going to set toggle to false. Now you could do key code 1. Maybe you could do key code key underscore escape. Yeah, you could do this also. So keyboard.key escape. But anyway, now let's go to frame, and we're just going to add the key typed here. So there we go. We're just going to leave that alone for now, and we're going to do frame dot key typed typed character, and then key code. All right. So very good. So now when we load up the client, we should be able to do right shift and then escape to close it, like any modern day GUI that you find on big clients. Wow, this episode is going to take a long time. I've already been recording for about 20 minutes. That is crazy. So there we go. Oopsie daisy. Here in drop down GUI, we want to go here, add override, and we want to do, where is it? Does GUI pause game? And we're going to return false. Oh well, I'm assuming actually what we want to do is add override public void on disable. So I think what's happening is that we're not actually changing what's being drawn. So that is probably a massive brain fart on my part. So display GUI screen null. Let's try this. This might work because we have to display nothing, because otherwise the GUI is still going to be on the screen. So single player, again, a brain fart. Okay, well, we're gonna do just toggle instead. This should completely work. Honestly, I have no idea why it isn't. Oh, there we go. It finally works. So the problem was actually with the set toggled, which is very interesting. On why set toggled does not work. Set toggled does not work. Very interesting. Boolean toggled. Oh, that's why. So we want to actually revert the actual logic here. Set false, and then this would be disabled. So we want to actually change the logic, because if this is true, then we want to turn on the module, and then we run in on enable and everything. So my logic was completely off there. That was honestly my bad. But there you go. So now we have a white box. We turn it on by hitting right shift, and we close it by hitting escape. Now we can also do the same thing here. So or key code equals keyboard dot key or shift. So now if you want, you can also toggle the click GUI using right shift, because I know some other people like that. So as you can see, R shift. Bro, can you fuck off, dog? Gamer mode, not game mode. Creative. Oops. Alright, there you go. So now we have a GUI. So it's not a very good GUI, as you can see. Nothing's really happening. So now this is where we are going to start designing the GUI. This is the good part. So after you're done with everything else, now you can start coloring, you can start drawing. So I want to make this box a little bit less tall, and I want to add multiple. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So first I'm gonna change the bottom. We're gonna make this 5. That's going to change the GUI here. Okay. Interesting. So I think it's the top. We want to change that. Oh, the things I believed. Yeah. So that's cool. And then the bottom changes the actual position, something like that. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I want to make it a tad bit bigger. Let's go with 25. Let's see what that gives us. Alright, and then now I have to change this to 5. Right? Does that do what I wanted to? Yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna change the color to color dots. Let's go black. Dot get RGB. And so now the color should change to black. There we go. Alright, so now we're gonna go into drop down GUI. I'm gonna go in here. And in drop down GUI here, categories.value frames.add new frame. Okay, and now what we want to do is we want to make a new int, and we're going to name it offset. So int offset. We're going to do the initial offset. So in this case, we'll go 100 for the initial offset. And now, okay. Alright, so we are going to go here, and we want to go to frame actually, and we're going to do public int offset up here. If I'm correct, we want to add it up there actually. So ow, shit. You were just the right kind, yeah, you are more than just a dream. So into offset, so now we can add offset up here. So int offset, and now we can go this dot offset equals offset. And so now we can use offset here. Actually, we need to add offset here, and then we'll do offset plus equals, let's go 20. Or actually, we're going to go 100 for drastic change so that we can adjust it from there. So now we're going to do offset for the most part there on the left. And now for the right, we're going to do offset plus 10. And then we might have to restart here. I think we do, yeah, I figured. But now this is when we start designing the GUI, and it's gonna be just a ton better. Let's go ahead. There we go. So now we have this, which isn't very interesting. This is offset, so we want 100 plus offset. Let's try that. Let's try that. There we go, much better, much better. So this is 100 plus offset, or you can do offset plus 100 if you want that as well. Oops. Offset plus 100. So now that we have that, these are the frame boxes. I want to make them a tiny bit longer, so we're going to do plus 20. Okay, that did not do what I wanted to do. Let's go plus 70. Is that what I wanted to do? No. Okay, yeah, I figured. Okay, so we're gonna leave that at 10. Change this to 120. That should make it longer. Yep. And now we need to increase the offset by which each one of them are displayed. So we're gonna do 130 offset. And I think for that we have to restart the client, yeah, most likely. And then I'm gonna change the initial offset to let's go 30. So now we have to restart because we changed these values, so I'm gonna go ahead and restart. This frame thing, this key type, we are going to do in another episode. So this Click GUI episode is going to take a while. It's going to take at least multiple episodes, because making Click GUIs is really quite complicated. But there we go. So we have these lines. I like that personally. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do private final font renderer fr, and then in here we're going to do fr equals mc dot or minecraft dot get minecraft dot font renderer object. Do we have best dot instance dot get mc? Yeah, so we'd rather use that just because I can. So there we go, best instance get mc font renderer object. So now we have font renderer object. So in here we can go font renderer, and also the how do I explain this? The order in which things are rendered matters. So in this case, if I draw a string right underneath this, and I'm gonna make it the category. So I'm gonna make it cat dot name, right? I'm gonna do 100, 100, negative 1, right? So right now we are rendering a string that's underneath, or that's on top of the box, because it's underneath the rectangle line, right? But if we were to change this and change it above, now this is being rendered first, the string, and the actual box is being rendered on top of it. So you won't be able to see the actual string, the name of the category. So we render it below because we're rendering it on top of the box, because we're rendering it after. In that case, let's see, is it a null pointer exception? No, it is not. Or is it? It is, most likely. Yeah, it's a null pointer exception. Very nice, very nice. I love it when those happen. They are honestly fucking amazing when they happen. I gotta be honest, man. Fucking awesome. Alright, whatever. We'll do it inside of draw screen. It's not as performant, but I can't be fucking bothered to make it any better right now. So renderer fr equals mc dot, or oops, s dot instance dot get mc dot font renderer object. Alright, and now we can run the client. But so yeah, the order in which you render things matter. That way you can actually, you know, render things on top of other things so that you can see it. So now that the client hasn't crashed, at least not yet. Okay, there you go. So now we have this. Not very cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do offset plus 100. Let's see how that looks. And now we should see all the categories spread out. There we go. Combat, motion, player, visual, misc. All right. So now we are going to change the offset. Change this to 70. Let's try that. I should move all left. Yeah, very good. All right. We're gonna go 50 instead. All right, that's fine. And now we're going to move it up. So we're gonna do 50 as well. All right, even less. Let's go 10. Will that be right in the middle? Just about. Let's go 11 actually. That should move it down a bit. Yeah, that looks better. And now we're going to change the offset as well. Let's go plus 10. And then that should move it, yeah, right there, but that doesn't look too good. We're gonna do 12. Let's see if that brings it off. All right, there we go. Doesn't look great, obviously, but it's a start. So this is the start of the Click GUI. How long I've been recording? 35 minutes. Well, I guess we can stretch this to an hour. So now that we have that, what we want to do now is we're gonna actually experiment with the color, or actually I'm going to show you what I mean. So here now we change the drawstring on top or above the draw rect line, which means now this is going to disappear. It's still being rendered, but it's being rendered underneath the boxes. That's why you can't see them. They're underneath. But if we render them after, then they get rendered on top of the boxes. And this is very important for making Click GUIs. Very important. So now we have that. That's pretty cool. We can change the color here as well. We can make a custom color, so we can go new color, and we're going to type in the RGB 35, 35, 35, 255, and then .get RGB. So this is so R 35 is red, and then RGB, so red, green, blue. So the red is 35, the green is 35, the blue is 35. So if you have any sense of color, this is going to produce a gray color. And then this is the alpha. So the alpha is the transparency or the opacity of the color, and it's going to change how your actual rectangle looks. And I'll show that here in a bit. So now it should be more gray. There we go. That's not bad. So now if I change this from 255, which is the max, all of these are maxed out at 255. If you go over, your client will probably crash. Okay. So let's change this down to 100 opacity. And you'll see now these boxes will be transparent, as you can see now. So I don't like any transparency though, so let's go 255. And we're gonna keep that. That's nice. I like that. All right. So now what's next is we need to enable a drop down, or we need to actually be able to right click things and drop them down. So this is going to take a while. Because we have to create an entirely new actual how do I say this thing, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and go to dropdown GUI, and we need to override a new method. We need to override mouse clicked. Most likely, yeah, mouse clicked. Okay. Now in mouse clicked, now we're gonna copy this. There we go. Copy that. And now here, all right. Now we're gonna go here. So for frame, oopsie, frame. Oh my god, bro. frames. There you go. Now we're gonna do frame dot mouse clicked, and we're gonna do just mouse X, mouse Y, mouse button. All right. And so now what we want to do is actually we're going to add a new boolean here. We're going to do public boolean extended, and we're going to go down here. So we're going to do if extended, and then we're going to do else. There you go. And now we're going to use this layer. So now we have to create a new Java class, and these are going to be the actual modules. So this is going to display the modules for each category. So what should we name it? Should we name it, I'm gonna name it module buttons, because these are going to be buttons for our modules that's going to enable us to actually, enable, disable modules, and we're going to implement settings and a lot of other stuff in another episode, not this episode. This episode is just going to be how to enable things. That way we don't have to rely on keybinds. Right, so, alright, let's get started. So what we need is, we need to go down here, and we're going to do public, module buttons. Okay. Now we need to do public module mod import. Nice. IDE error, go fuck yourself. Thank you. And now we need the parent frame, so we're gonna go frame is going to be parent. So because it's gonna be the parent frame, obviously. Now we're going to need another offset for the buttons, because you don't want them rendering on top of each other, etc, etc. Alright, so now in here we're going to do module, we're going to do the same thing. So module mod frame parent int offset. Alright, and now we're going to do this dot mod equals mod this dot parent equals parent, and then this dot offset equals offset. Alright, very good. So now we need another draw screen. So let's go ahead and add that. We're going to do GUI, GUI dot draw rect, and then this is going to be just offset plus, or actually we don't need offset here. This is going to be vertical offset, unless I'm mistaken. Which I might be actually. No, this is right. So we're just gonna do 100, or we're gonna do frame. We should not frame. Sorry, parent dot offset. Yeah, and then we're going to do the same thing here. We're gonna copy. So we're doing offset plus 120. So now for the vertical, we're going to do offset. This is the module button offset. We're gonna do plus 20. Sure. Now this is going to be the right. We are going to do offset plus 10, and then over here we're going to do offset plus 5, and then we need to change this to parent dot offset plus 10, and then the color we're going to do -1 as well. All right. Now for boolean extended, we're going to set this to true by default. Now, if extended, what we're going to do is fr dot drawstring, so this font renderer. We are going to do just plus. So if it's extended, actually, we want to do minus, and then we are going to change the offset. So we're going to do offset plus. Let's go 35. The Y is going to be 11 as well, and the color is going to be -1. Else, we're going to copy this, and we're going to change this to a plus. Alright. So now we run it, and the only thing we're testing right now is we are testing the position of these as well. So, apparently when we add it, okay, so they're inside, so we need to increase the offset. So we're going to increase the offset to 100. Let's see if that actually works. if that's what we want. Okay, that looks decent. We need to add more. We'll go 120 and see how that looks. I think that's the end though, so okay, yeah, not very good. So we can do 110. That should be 10 pixels off from the end of the rectangle. Yeah, that is not bad. Okay, so now if I change this over to false, this should change, if I'm not wrong, which, okay, well, whatever, doesn't matter. Alright, cool. We're gonna test that later when we actually can. So, here, module buttons, yeah. So, what we want to do is we're gonna go in frame, and we're going to do, here, so for module m, or mod, actually, and then we're going to import module. We're going to do best dot instance dot get module manager dot get modules, and we should have a modules by category, but it seems that we do not. So let's go ahead in module manager. We need to get modules by category. So let's go ahead and do public final module get modules, and then we are going to do category. So in here, actually final does not matter. These don't matter. Okay, so public module get modules, and we need to return a module. So for the most part, I can copy this, right? For the most part, here for modules.get values for category cat. What we want here is category. Actually, sorry. If mod dot get category equals category, then return mod. Alright, there you go. This should work in theory, if I'm not wrong, but I have a tendency to fuck things up a lot. So now we're going to do cat. This should work. For each not applicable to type module. Interesting. Because we are not returning a list. That makes sense. We aren't returning a list of mods. So, okay. Let's go here, module. I think we'll have to stream. Can we stream? Can we stream? No. So we can't stream. So now what we want to do is we're going to do public module, and we want to make this an array. Now we're going to do get module category, or we're going to run this get modules category cat, and then we want to actually string. So what we're going to do is return get modules. We're just going to return all of the modules, then values dot stream dot filter module, and then random module dot get category equals cat. Then we need to make this an array, so dot to array, and then module new. Alright, so this should work. Now if we go over here, it is no longer erroring, which is great. And so now what we need to do is we're going to need to do the same thing that we did in drop-down GUI. So we are going to need to make a new list. So we're going to go down here. Actually, we want to go up here. We're going to make a new list. This is going to be module buttons. This is going to be module buttons, right? So now, oops, this is in the wrong place. We want to go into frame, and we want to make this. So we're gonna go in here, make that, and module buttons, and then down here, we are going to do module buttons equals new array list, and then we are going to do module buttons dot add, and this is going to be sorry, the new module frame parent offset. So the new module buttons mod, so this is going to be mod, and then frame, which we should have, which is actually let's see here, sorry. So in frame, we want to so the frame, this is going to be this, and then the last thing we need is the offset. So we are just going to do that, honestly. There we go. Very interesting. Okay. Yeah, I figured. But you know what? What we can actually do to improve frame instead is, instead of having one int offset, what we're going to do is we're going to do int x, int y, int width, and then int height. We're going to have all of that. So and we're going to do public short. Alright, so so now what we want to do is, instead of offset, actually we're going to keep offset for now. Well, to be honest, we're just going to make a new offset, so it doesn't really matter. So here we just want to do everything. So this dot x equals x, this dot y equals y. To be fair, I should have done this from the start because it's actually much better. Width equals width, and then this dot height equals height. The reason I didn't want to do it because you have to keep restarting the client more often. But here for offset, we're going to do int offset equals height. It is going to be the height of the actual frame. So there we go. Inline, yeah, we can just set it to height, I suppose. Actually, no, because we want to add. So plus equals, and then we're going to plus equals height. So we're basically adding more and more height. Okay, that's good. So now we need to actually go back down to drop GUI. Oh, this is going to be X. This is going to be also X, I'm assuming. No, this is going to be width, sorry. And then this is going to be Y. This is going to be height. So you have to change everything here. So X, Y, this is going to be X, Y, and then X, and then Y. Now to be fair, wait, why did I do all of that? I am very stupid. So offset, we can just do X plus Y, or sorry, I'm having a brain fart right now. This is going to be width, and we're going to keep it like that. And then this is going to be that. Okay. So now we need X plus 12, for example, X, and X. And then this is going to be Y plus 11, Y plus 11, and then Y plus 11. Okay. So now if we go back down to drop down GUI, we need the X, Y, and Z. So, need the X, Y, and Z. So, okay. We're gonna keep the X as the offset, and then we're going to do, so for the Y, let's just go 35. For the width, let's go 85, and the height will go 15. And then what I'm gonna do is in frame, I'm going to remove this. So this is going to be Y. This is going to be height. It's just going to be standard. That way we have just a grand thing that we can change. Oh, I forgot to change it here as well. So parent dot x plus 120 parent dot width plus 120. All right, or plus 10. Sorry. Now, not everything is going to look great. Not everything is going to look perfect. It's going to probably, okay, well, it's going to crash, and that's what's going to happen. And the way to fix that would be to go back into best, and we need to remove this. Now, the reason it is erroring is because we are initializing the GUI before we actually initialize the module manager, which is causing an error. And so we're just going to move this, move that down there. Now, I don't think you actually have to move this since you're initializing it down here after, but I just do it because, you know, convention. So we have module manager and everything just follows the order. So we have that. But now we have a GUI that works. So let's go ahead and the problem here, you might not realize, but we have to add offset over here to width. So let's go ahead and run it. And you should see we have something somewhat resembling a click UI. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Okay, there we go. I mean, hey, it's something. But now we have to focus on, let's say, the strings. So draw string. So this is the category name. We have to change the, you know, the height. So let's go y minus 20, and let's see where that. Okay, that's not bad. Let's go 15. That should be right in the middle. Because if this is the top, then 15, 5 pixels down. Yeah, that's nice. Actually, we're gonna do 14, and then here we're gonna go 10. Move 2 pixels to the left. Yeah, that's fine. Now what you could do is you could actually move it more towards the center. So let's say in the center of the box, which would be, I don't know, maybe 25 or something. Now you could go for that look if you wanted. Yeah, like that, something like that. But see how combat, motion, all of these are lined up, but this one isn't. So it's kind of weird. So there's ways to fix that, but we won't be going over that in this video. So let's just go ahead, move it back to the left, and let's just keep it like that. See, now it looks better in my opinion. Now we have to move these guys. So let's go ahead and okay. So we're going to move this up minus 14 as well, and we are going to add. Or do we need to? Yeah, we probably need to add, but we'll see. Okay, there we go. And we are going to add more distance. So we're going to do plus 50. Let's see where that lands us. Okay. We need to go to the edge of the box. So we're going to do 84, 1 pixel away from the edge. And remember, the width we added for these boxes is 85. So 84. Okay, yeah, that puts us there. So we're gonna do just 80. Should move us more to the left. Okay, nice. And 2 pixels away from that, which is the edge. So 78 should look good. That's fine. We can keep moving it. 76, for example. Yeah, that's better. All right. So now what we want to do is okay, so now let's change if they're extended or not. So let's do extended equals false so that we can check if the minus button or the minus is actually where it's supposed to be as well. Oh, sorry, extended equals true. My apologies. There you go. Yeah, it is now where it's supposed to be. So let's just copy these values initially. Let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll see where that lands us. Lands us right there. That looks fine to me. We're gonna change this back to false. And let's see it change. Yep, that's fine. I like that. Alright. So now let's actually start work on the module buttons. So GUI.rect parent.x. Yeah. Let's go back into frame. And now what we need to do is we need to draw. So we're adding up here. Sorry, let's remove this. So for module mod, module buttons for module mod, mm.get mod. Sorry, it would be module manager. Yeah, best instance get module manager.cat. There we go. Offset, and now I think that should be good. Let's go ahead and draw it here. Right, single player, MCP world. Right, so we have this. So now, if extended, what we're going to do is beneath this drawstring or above it, doesn't really matter. For module buttons MB, module buttons MB.drawstring. That's good. Post-production pointless here. What you could do instead of this as well is you could actually do extended question mark, and then this would be plus. So if it's extended, then we display this. Then you could move this out of that, delete this else statement, and then you could do that as well. Or what you could do is remove both of that, and then have it like that as well. So you could do either methods, but yeah. Perfect. So we need to make it better. So we're gonna go over here to util, and we are going to make a new package, and we are going to name it render. Oopsie daisy. Refactor, rename. We want this to be render. Alright. Now in render we're gonna make a new class. We're gonna name it render util, for example. Now new package. We are going to name this hover. And we are going to make a new Java class and name it hover util inside of that class. Oops. There we go. So in render util, we're going to make a new method, public static void draw rect. So this is going to be rect. Now you can name this whatever. You can name this rect or rectangle actually. So really it does not matter, but we could just do rect for now and make it simpler. So double x, double y, double width, double height, and then color, and then we have to import color. There you go. So in here we need to do GUI.drawRect, x, y, width, height, and then color.getRGB. Now you'll see it's erroring because this is supposed to be ints, not doubles. So let's go in. Control click on draw rect. Let's go ahead and copy this. We're going to paste it right underneath. Now we need to change all these ints to doubles. Let me just copy, paste. There you go. We need to change this to double as well. And then I'm going to remove these useless casts, because why are these being cast? They're doubles. So there we go. We now have a method that's double. So now we have this just fine. Now we need to go into hover util, and we need to make a new method as well. So public static boolean is hovered. Sure, we could do that. Or for specificity, we could do is rect hover. But let's just do rect hover right now. Because we know it returns boolean, so we know it's a check. So float y, float width, float height, and then we need two new values, which are float mouse x, because we need to know the x position of the mouse, and then we need to know the y position of the mouse so we can see where the mouse is. Now we are going to do return mouse x greater than or equal to x. So we're making sure the mouse is right of the starting point, and mouse x is left of the endpoint of the rectangle, which is x plus width is the endpoint of the rectangle, horizontally that is. So now we're going to do and mouse y is less than or equal to, and this is going to be y plus width, because this is going to be the top of the rectangle. And then we're going to do and mouse y is greater than or equal to y, because this is going to be the bottom of the rectangle. So now we're making sure that it's above. And actually this is not width, this is height, sorry. I'm an idiot. Alright. So that's good. So now we're going to go back into frame, and we want to change this. We are going to change this into render util.rect. Now we remove the .getRGB. Okay, so now in mouse click, we do if hover util dot rect hover, and we are going to do x, y, width, height, mouse x, mouse y, and now we're going to add another check here to make sure you click, which is going to be mouse button equals 1. So just for future reference, 1 refers to your right click and 0 refers to your left click. So since we're right clicking to extend all the modules, this is going to be right click. Now we're going to do extended equals not extended, which is going to negate this basically. So if it's open, then it's going to close. If it's closed, then it's going to open. That's what this does. So that's good. Now we should be able to run the client, and you shall see. Let's go ahead and see if this works. Come on. All right, single player MCP world. Right click. Okay, interesting. Render util GUI to draw rect. Oh, I apologize. My apologies. I forgot to include the math that we needed, so I don't know why I restarted there. But in draw rect, what we need to do actually to make it work, because it does not work off the bat, is x plus width, and then we want y plus height, which that's it. And now it should work, and the boxes should look better. They should look much better. Let's go ahead and take a look-see here. Ah, there we go. Okay. So now you can see that the text we forgot to change. So let's go ahead and change the text. So you need to move the text down. So in this case, the category plus 4. Let's do that. Ah, perfect. Let's go. All right. So plus 4. And this is going to be plus 4. So let's check. This should move down. There we go. Now if we right click, look at that. This turns from a plus to a minus when we right click. Very nice. Very nice. And then you can see the module button coming in. So now let's go into module buttons and let's fix that. So GUI draw rect. Again, let's change this to render util dot rect. There we go. Oopsie daisy. This needs to be color dot white, let's say. Yeah, sorry, IntelliJ, color dot white. All right, build. There we go. Okay, very interesting. So we actually need to move this. So this is going to be, let's say, well, actually not the X. All we need to change is the offset. So let's do that. All right. It's too big, so let's not change the width. Again, all we need to change is the height. So this is gonna adjust the width. Nice. So the offset, let's not change that. The Y is what we need to change, most likely. The up and down. So there we go. Now we need to change this. So Y offset plus 20, and let's do plus 40. All right, 35. Let's see. That looks better. All right, now we are going to make this the same color as before. So this is going to be this color. I'm gonna copy that, make that this. Drawstring. So this is going to be parent.x plus 5. Let's do plus 2, and then this is going to be offset plus 35. Let's try that. All right. Interesting. So it doesn't seem to be drawing anything. Now why is that? So offset. Maybe we're just doing it in the wrong place. But either way, oh no, because we're drawing underneath. Sorry, this needs to be in front. That way, it'll render on top of the box. Okay. You need to change the y. So this will be +1, or oops, this will be +36. No, we'll probably need to do more. 37. Yeah, that's not bad. And then instead of draw shit, what we do is we do parent dot category dot name. Then that'll give us the name of the category. Notion. All right. Now I just want to line it up. So we're gonna do that. So parent x. We're gonna do +4 +5. I think it's +6, or maybe it's +5. Okay, there you go. So now we need to do mod.getName. So we're getting the module name. So this is going to be Sprint. There we go. Looks good, kind of. All right. Now it's kind of hard to determine whether this is, one module or anything because there's no separation. So we're going to add a line in between. So we're going to do render util dot rect parent dot x. The y offset is going to be offset plus 30. Let's try that. Plus 30. Parent dot width offset, and we're going to do new color, and this is going to be a brighter gray. So we are going to do 60, 60, 60, 255. Now, technically you don't need the 255, but we just keep that there for obvious reasons. So now this offset, we are going to change to be just one height. So this is going to be just a straight small line. Yep, just like that. Now we're going to move the y, so this is going to be plus 35. Alright, too much. Just do 32.5. Alright, not enough. 33. Maybe half a pixel or some shit. I don't know. That's not bad, but let's do 0.5. I think 0.5 would look better. I'm not sure. Okay, whatever. We'll keep it like that. What I'll do is I'll move the name of the module actually. So 38. Let's do that. That's good, and then I can just move this. Let's do 34. Right? Yeah. Okay, that's good. I like that. So now you can tell this is the motion category. This is the sprint category. All right. So now nothing happens when we click sprint. So let's change that. So we need to go down here, public void, or actually you can do, I think, override methods or not. But we can just go back to frame. We're gonna copy this. Sorry, copy this, paste it in here. So what we're going to do is rectangle hovered. We're going to just copy this math. So parent.x plus offset plus 35, parent.width, and then offset. There we go. Mouse button equals, we want to left click, so this is going to be 0. And then we are going to do mod.toggle. Alright, now we need to go back to frame. And up here, we are going to do for module buttons, MB, module buttons. We are going to do MB dot mouse clicked, mouse X, mouse Y, mouse button. And then that's going to work up its way up. So let's go ahead, run it. We have to restart, of course, because we added this method. Single player MCP world. Here we go. Right click. Now when we click it, you can see sprint is now on. When we click it, sprint is now off. But we have no idea in the GUI to tell if it's on or not. So let's go ahead and change that. So let's see, what idea would be good. Okay, this is not gonna look great. This is not going to look good. But we are going to make it so we have just a small little checkbox. Now you could do it multiple ways. You can make sprint turn green if it's on or white if it's off, but we are going to draw a small little box to indicate that it is on. So let's go ahead and do that. So render util dot rect parent.x, we're gonna have to change that. So we're gonna do just plus 35 for now. Offset plus 35. Parent.width, which actually no, we're just gonna do 5. And then height, we can do 5 as well. New color, this is going to be green. So we're just going to do color.green. Alright, so let's try that. Let's see where that gets us. Alright, gets us a little checkbox there. So let's move that over to the right. Let's do plus 60, which is probably way too much. Or not, actually. Alright, let's do 90. Too much, probably? Yeah, too much. Alright, back to 80. And then I'm also going to change the Y, so let's go with 40. Alright, I'm going to move this back again, so 75. Alright, 76. I want it to be in line with the minus as well. Alright, that's good. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to do if mod.isToggled rect else, and then we are going to copy it, and then we're going to change the color to red. Alright, so now we have that. So if the module, there we go, it works. So right now sprint is not enabled. Once we click sprint, it's going to turn green and the module is enabled. Very good. Post-production pointless here. I was just looking over my code and I realized this. You don't really need this. What you can do instead is you can add a mod.isToggled question mark. So if it is true, otherwise, and then so basically what we're doing is we're checking if mod is toggled, and if that is true, then we're returning color.green, else we're returning color.red. This is just to improve the code. It's not really necessary to do, it just looks better. So yeah. Also, let's go ahead and let's go back to sprint. So remember when we added all these things, right? I was just trying to show you how to use the if checks, and to show you that Minecraft itself has a bunch of these checks, so you can check what the player's doing, blah blah blah, etc. But realistically, if you want a legitimate sprint that does not flag and not any anti-cheat, then you would actually just remove all of this, and you would do mc.theplayer. game settings dot keybind sprint dot set pressed true. Basically is what you would do. It just holds down the sprint key so that you're always sprinting. And as you can see, it works just like before. When you're, using a sword or eating or something, it'll stop sprinting. So it is a legitimate sprint, as if you were normally sprinting. But I just wanted to show you, that Minecraft has a bunch of different things. But anyway, next video, we will be working on the heads-up display, okay? The video after that, we'll probably finish up the Click GUI. We'll make it so that you can add settings, so you can add sliders and modes and things like that, but that's for a later time. So thank you for watching. I hope none of you had any errors. If you do have errors, remember to leave them in the Discord and not in the comments. That was a mistake on my part when I said that in the previous videos. But yeah, just do it in the Discord. Thank you for watching, and have a good day, guys. Bye bye.